It's called Greenland families in Denmark fighting to get their children. This was on BBC World Services. They have a test that they do on these people in Greenland. Parents fight for children taken by Denmark government. I want to play this and then we're going to pull the energy on this. I'm not going to play.
Hugo is car insurance that lets you pay at your own pace. Tired of big monthly payments? Hugo.
Og derfor handler den undskyldning, som jeg giver i dag, ikke kun om fortiden. Den handler også om vores nutid, og den handler om vores fremtid.
An apology from the Danish Prime Minister for historic injustices committed in Greenland, its former colony. But there's another issue that's affecting Greenlandic people right now. Parenting competency tests, which contributed to hundreds of Greenlandic children being taken from their families.
The way these tests are used is a scandal.
In May, the tests were outlawed for use on Greenlanders. Now, the Danish government says they're going to review hundreds of cases. Some parents are getting their children returned, but others have been told that for them, it's too late.
I never get to see his first steps, first word.
And even for those whose children are returning, the impact can be devastating.
Are you afraid of losing your daughter again? Every day.
Are more families going to be reunited?
Står vi her sammen, fordi det er sorgens dag. I har mistet mange af jeres børn. I har mistet mange af jeres børnebørn.
In the capital, Copenhagen, people have come from many different parts of the country. They say their children were unfairly taken from them and are demanding justice.
315 dage, 44 uger, 44 buketter.
The decisions to remove children were partly based on so-called parenting competency tests, cognitive and psychological assessments used to determine whether someone is fit to care for their child.
Og en dag så dumper der jo så en sag forbi mit bord, hvor der er nogle forældre, der har en grønlandsk baggrund. Og det der jo springer i øjnene, det er, at der har været manglende tolkning i den her sag. Der har været en masse fordomme, og når jeg sådan snakker med forældrene, så kan de ikke genkende det billede. Jeg kunne ligesom konstatere, at der er nogle ting, der er helt galt med de her sager.
These tests are still being used across the country for Danish people, but in May 2025 they were banned for Greenlanders after evidence showed they are inappropriate for their culture. A new specialist unit has been set up and is expected to review around 300 cases where Greenlandic children were removed from their parents' care. Kira's is one of them.
I made a promise when she was born that I will bring her flowers every week. In that way, she is with me. 친구집맛 미싱이시마봉아 수나다 마빈미다 트서 땅놈마 에다다 고소 수나다 맘메 오니또시싱맘메 사미메 암닝아마
Zami is the third of Kira's children to be taken against her will. She says initial contact with social workers started with a knock on the door out of the blue. Documents from the council cite concerns that her eldest daughter was struggling with language development. This led to assessments and tests on Kira.
What were these parenting competency tests like? What kind of questions did they ask you?
They asked a question like, who is Mother Teresa? Some of the tests I had to play with a doll. And they were criticizing me for not having eyes contact.
These kinds of questions are part of a far-reaching assessment designed to evaluate intellectual and personal capability to meet a child's needs. They can cover general knowledge, logic, memory, and emotional understanding. Parents would normally be required to take these tests after extensive contact with social services.
It takes a lot to decide to remove a child. So we will use these tests when we are not making the progresses with the family, and we want to understand why.
Appearing kitsoruna uwanga testine emartan Mrs. Sortisana longa akivanga. Inuya katingin inu atasan na longa. Imadon inu tupisu sa kamnaklang. Takoniyaklang.
Kira's assessments concluded that trauma during her upbringing affects her parenting, preventing her from meeting her children's needs. She says that on multiple occasions, she was pressured by psychologists and social workers to have abortions.
When I was on the test, FQO test, psychologist asked me a question. Why do you keep this baby? And my test is said, I'm not responsible enough. I didn't take my responsibility for getting abortion. So yeah, I fight for Sammy. I didn't want to get abortion.
The relationship between Greenland...
Okay. You guys, this is deep. So remember the test we used to take in school? This test was, I think this was like I'm getting German here. So this is very interesting. So let me play more of this. They're going to say something about, this is on YouTube. I was being drawn to this. You guys, I don't know why I'm led to this stuff. I didn't know about this. So they would take tests, the parents, Greenland people or Indigenous people. Most of the people there are Indigenous, but they are occupied by the Dutch. And these tests were after, like, I think when Germany, so let me play this. So they would do this competency test that they used to do to us here in America. I find this quite interesting. And then they would take their children. So I want to play more of this, and then let's get into this read. Yes, they're the same test that we took as children. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm picking up. My gosh. And I was surprised that I was led to this, okay? I didn't know nothing about this. Those are the same pictures I remember, okay? Those tests in school and images. This is how they would know if you were a psychic child or a gifted child. This is quite interesting. And if the parents failed the test, they would take their children. I can't make this up, okay? I want to know why they want Greenland. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play a little bit more, and then we'll... So they're taking their children, and they're saying that they're not a good parent because they have depression, or they're not meeting societal needs. I've never seen this. I mean, I've seen this with Indigenous. I've seen this with many cultures, Black people. But this is recent, you guys. They just passed this like a month ago where they can't go take their children anymore. So where are all these children from Greenland? Greenland families in Denmark fighting to get their children back. It's like taken. So they knock on the door. Okay, they went to the hospital with her, and they took all her children. Okay, I'm gonna play some more of this. Um, I'm gonna play some more of this, and then I'm going to talk more about this. Okay, here we go, you guys.
Greenland and Denmark is steeped in centuries of colonial rule.
Let me turn
After
the
World
volume
War II, Denmark launched a campaign to modernize its colony,
up. Okay.
aiming to bring it more in line with Danish cultural.
Okay, so they said after World War II that they tried to bring the Greenland people, the indigenous people, more up to date with colonial ways. Okay, so these tests we took in school. If anybody knows these names of these tests, I remember taking these tests in school. So this is very interesting. This is like taken. Now this was 2 months ago. They just passed it where this is illegal, but we don't know. But I want to pull some cards on where the children at and why they want Greenland.
They were aiming to renew housing. They were aiming to provide better health services, improve the school system and education. Many Greenlanders felt kind of overwhelmed by these policies and felt that the Danish cultural norms were dominating and that their lives were changing significantly without them participating fully in this development. When you intervene into a family and remove a child, this is always based on some ideas about cultural norms.
For years, campaigners have raised concerns about the way children are taken from Greenlandic parents. Tina co-founded Sila 360, an NGO challenging the system.
The way these tests are used is a scandal, and it's shocking and it's dehumanizing. The Danish authorities think that the Greenlandic people are uncivilized, they are less smart, and actually that they are just less privileged.
Kira is preparing to go and see Zami in a visitation center, as she does every week. But today, her other children are joining her.
This is Zoe. She is my eldest daughter. She was forcibly removed when she was 9 years old. She returned to me when she turned 18.
When I was taken from my mom, they raised my identity, my Greenlandic language. I counted every second till I finally turned 18 so I can come home to my mom. To get Sami back, it will mean the world to me. I can be a good role model.
Gusto nangitturiarpingi tissimavunga uanga assoyo. Uanga narungiraga kinaallunga. Uanga narungiraga anaanaalluarsinnaallunga.
While Kira waits, hoping for answers, not every case is under review. Some have been permanently closed. Back in 2010, Johanne was assessed in a parenting competency test. She did not have an interpreter, even though Danish is her second language. The assessment found her to have mental retardation, but the local council told us she did not need an interpreter and that her children faced physical and psychological neglect because of Johanne's alleged mental health issues, including periods of depression and anxiety. Her 2 children were taken from her. Then, 9 years later, Johanna became pregnant again.
We have another picture when he was 1 day old.
Wow, is that you?
Yeah.
That is me.
That is the father
And son.
and son. Nartulerama nuannarpu. Pilluamisartoruissuugut ukiоqqortusererluta ilimagingikkaluaqatsigunartulissalluta.
That happiness was short-lived. 8 months into her pregnancy, Johanna learned that she and her husband would face the parenting competency tests once again. The assessment described Johanna as childish and narcissistic. Ulrich, it said, was self-centered and lacking empathy. The conclusion, they could not meet the needs of their child. They felt the outcome was predetermined.
Naqhivik sasmaanlarit kasuttortarpaa yuannaa eqqaamayuq meeravisiangortinissa siunertararput.
One of the tests Johanna and Ulrich and many of the families we spoke to had to take is the Rorschach test. Developed in the 1920s, it analyzes personality traits based on how people interpret abstract ink blots.
Assingi marluk apaluttortaliqeqqani ua allatuisiinginnakku arnakalaaleq pilattoq puisimi. Ta qunguillunga oqarfigivara arnakalaali pilattoq ilumiui piiarlungi. Taatassinikinaallanngoriarluni kakkammiaingasattayaangaaravit papaariusuti assaa.
In traditional Greenlandic culture, where many people hunt for their livelihood, seeing blood from a young age is normal. But in Denmark, the same response in a psychological test could be seen as a cause for concern. But child removals don't just happen because of these tests. In Denmark, they are part of a much wider process, one that disproportionately affects Greenlandic people. They are estimated to be proportionally nearly 6 times more likely to have their children taken than the general population. Some point to the fact that in Greenland there are high levels of alcoholism and child abuse, but critics argue these issues can fuel prejudice in child removal decisions in Denmark.
I think the whole assessment is problematic because the testing is just one part of the assessment. We have gone through so many cases, it's the same assumptions about alcoholism, about them being neglected as children, about them being sexually assaulted as children, and you can find it in all the cases.
Johanna and Ulrich were told that their child would be removed from their care and permanently adopted.
Stressernarniku kinguneriniku aqammaataasisiorqullugiarniniku soorunami ernerusunnangikkaluarpoq. Ilungersunarpu soorunamiila anaanangulerluni timi anniartuq qilaarlungalu annilaangallungalu misigisimaunga.
Okay, so they said that her child had to be put up for adoption.
Their son was taken from them a few weeks after birth. At first, they were allowed occasional visits, but in 2020, he was adopted, and they haven't seen him since. Their case was closed and will not be reviewed by the government.
This is the...
Okay, so basically, this is kidnapping. They took her child, put her child up for adoption without her consent. You guys, did you guys know this is happening in Greenland? That test we took in school, remember we took the test in school? It's the same test they're making these parents take. These are Indigenous people of Greenland, and they basically kidnapped her child. This was 2 months ago. So we don't know how many kids are in the custody of Denmark and Greenland So I want to find out what's going on with the children, and then what do they want Greenland so bad? Okay. So let's see the energy surrounding this. Yes, we took the test in school when we were in elementary school, middle school, and they put her children up. She had 2 children. They put her children up for adoption. And I can't believe this is even legal. Okay. So why did they want these children, these indigenous children? Okay. Ancestors, put a circle around me. Put a circle around me. This is on BBC World Services. I will screenshot this. Put a circle around me. I gotta say this for entertainment purposes. And give me. They showed this came across. I knew nothing about this, you guys. I know nothing about Greenland. I didn't even know there was indigenous people in Greenland. 21, 22. Okay, so family room. So this card came out. So this is showing me with the family room. This is, oh, that's so dark. You guys can see that family room. And you see, looks like a mother, daughter, 21, 12. This is spiritual, okay? So not just spiritual, they want to break down the foundation. They want to break these people down spiritually, mentally, and physically. We've seen this with many indigenous, when indigenous children were taken. Give me another card on this, ancestors, about these children that are taken from these families. Put up for adoption with no consent. They know this is going on. So the courts are involved. 30. Okay.
Last time we were together in one picture in August 2020. I haven't seen him after. I never get to see his first.
Okay, so she gave birth in 2020. So this shows me that the courts are involved in this. These are breaking up families, generational. I feel like this is spiritual, you guys. Not just spiritual, it's something like undertone to this. I feel like this is going to be national news one day. And I have a money card here. So sudden wealth. Why the sudden wealth, ancestors? So this is money. So are they selling these children? Just saying. You should never see money cards come out with children. Okay, so expectations of the families of children. So we got 4 cards out, and we got theft. This would be theft of the children. So I don't know how long they've been doing this, you guys. Because I'm getting like 21, 30 years, 24 years, 11 years, 8 years. Oh my gosh. So the first card out was family room. Then we got the courts. So this is illegal documentation. I don't know in Denmark, do they wear the wigs? Then we got wealth, and we got expectations. Okay. Let's get one more card on this, and I want to pull from another deck, and then I'll show you the cards. I can't even believe this is, well, I can believe this has happened to many indigenous cultures, many black cultures. And I feel like this will go national, and something about this will come out where oh my gosh, I can't even believe this. And the justice card was here. Oh my gosh, I want to see if that card comes back out. So there's money exchange for these children and expectations, but and there's theft of the children. And if you see there's light on this, the light, I'm going to show you guys. That means that people know, okay? People are aware of this happening, okay? And then with the courts coming out, man, this is not good, you guys. Give me one more card. These cards are flipping. Give me one more card. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that came out. Let's see. One more card. And then I want to know why they're doing the test. I feel like it's spiritual. They're trying to break. They have done this with Indigenous people, and these children are missing. So there's staff of the children, and there's money exchange. These cards are flipping, and they're in. Some of them are given to people. So this is illegal adoption, and I'm really concerned with the money card. There should never be money card coming out for children. And the theft card, okay? The ancestors keep saying justice. And what else do you want to say, ancestors? I did not know there was Indigenous people in Greenland, you guys. Money, again, I cannot make this up. So this is a money-making business. But a lot of these children are missing. They're putting paperwork on these children, and pushing it through. Okay, I feel like this is spiritual. So we got 2 money cards. So the first card out was family. So this is basically the breakdown of the family structure, spiritually, physically, mentally. And then the second card out was the courthouse. I know I'm showing this. And then we got sudden wealth. So this is a money-making business. Another money card, missing. You guys see how my camera went in and out? Expectations on these children. Okay. They were stolen. The theft. And we got caregiver. Okay. Whew. Okay. Let's get one more card on this. And I'm going to leave it here. And then I'm going to ask, why does Donald Trump want Greenland? Because obviously they're stealing the children in Greenland. So we know that pedophilia is rampant, and you have caseworkers involved, you got court involved in Greenland. My gosh. Let's get one from this deck, and then we'll get one from the other deck, and then we'll ask, why does Donald Trump want Greenland? Because he's saying that he wants Greenland. Okay, beautiful. So let's get one more card on this. They keep showing me this card. This is interesting, but we'll see if it comes out. I don't really need these cards, but I knew all this was gonna come out. Okay. So how are they picking the families? Because all the reports are saying the same thing. The family's unfit. They're on drugs, or not drugs. They're alcoholics. And then when they have another baby, they took both her babies, put her babies up for adoption without her consent. That's illegal, my friends. And we got wolf in sheep clothing. Okay. One more card. And then I'm going to ask the question, why does Donald Trump want Greenland? This is for entertainment purposes and bad karma. My God, bad karma is coming to these people that took these children. So I got shine, radiant with truth. Your light triggers darkness. Stay unapologetic to you. Okay. So there's going to be some information about this. This one happened in the United States because, it has happened here, but it's crazy. Okay. So I'm going to ask the question. Why does the orange man want Greenland? Okay, why does he want Greenland? Ancestors. Why does he want Greenland? Okay, so we know he's threatening. Wow, this is crazy. He's threatening power plays, controlling presence, and they feel unsafe. Okay, so why does he want Greenland? I mean, they're just taking the children without permission and running tests on them. So why does he want Greenland? His ego, hurt ego getting in the way of relationship. Okay, so his ego. What else? Why else does he want Greenland? Okay, if that card comes out. Sorry, you guys, you can't. I'm sitting in my bed. He's gonna make an offer. A genuine intention, a door opening. Are you ready to receive? So he's gonna make Denmark an offer. I feel like, I don't know. I just heard Denmark. Greenland is not gonna take the offer, but Denmark. Okay, this is it. Very interesting. I've seen the same energy with Venezuela. Okay. Give me one more card. Hold on. I feel like I need to pull from this deck. So he's gonna make them an offer. Let's see if this. Let's see. Sorry guys, I'm in my bed. I'm just get one more card. So he's gonna make them an offer, and this is for entertainment purposes. But this is really happening as far as the children. So this is very concerning. So it's like taken. They're being taken. They're being adopted out, and who knows what's happening to these children. I'm just saying. Yeah, this is going to come out. So the courts, the highest. So I feel like they're going to block them from going into Greenland. Somebody's going to block us from going. Well, not me. Okay. There's going to be something that comes out about these children, though. That's definitely for sure. Okay, so something's going to be blocked, and there's great fortune in Greenland. Okay. One more card. I feel like I need to pull from this deck. Is there a woman that runs Greenland? Does anybody know? I'm seeing a woman here. I don't know nothing about Greenland, my friends. Okay. Oh, wow. It said psychic. Okay. So, great fortune. And there's going to be an offer made. I feel like it's going to be made to Denmark. Okay. What else do we need to know? Yes. This is so evil. They broke millions and millions of families down with yes. So these kids are taken and they take a test. They say the name of the test is like the test we took in like elementary, middle school. Some of you guys remember these tests. Some people say they remember taking pink liquid. I don't know what the pink. Let's ask what the pink liquid was for too. Okay, I need to know what the pink liquid was for. And I want to ask why the tests were done. Okay, so spirit box here. Okay. Greenland. One more card. So he's trying to put fear in them. One more card about Greenland. And then we'll ask about these tests. These tests we took as kids. Energy. So there's some kind of energy there. Maybe there's a vortex or a stargate energy presence. Okay, EMF detector. I always get this. I don't know if there's. I know that they're sending me EMFs, but We know they're doing that. So I asked about why we were taking the test in school, and it says EMF detector. If you guys know anything about EMF detector, it's energy presence or mood swings. It's a frequency. It's something they send out to you. I'm going to shuffle this again. I keep saying psychic. Okay, so psychic, tarot reader, future predictions. Okay, so they look into something to see the future. They use something to see the future. And there's something on Greenland that they need. And I don't feel like it's actual, not just the resources, but it's something about the future, about, because Greenland, what I've been seeing, like the pictures, it's like very clean, untouchable land, damn, this, I don't even know if I want to show this card. So they're getting these at babies, okay? Shit, okay. So, right, for entertainment purposes. So I think the test in a school, but I feel like they can see into something with this vision board, psychic tarot card, and future predictions. Okay, they can see something. They use something. I feel like a vortex. I don't know why I'm seeing vortex here. Or Stargate. Okay. I'm going to read you guys' comments. And I'm going to ask why they took those tests on our school. Okay, so let's ask. They took away their values, ancestry, language. In many cases, they would change their names. They were not allowed to speak their own language. This is why Trump wants Greenland. Yes. These children are being taken, and this lady can't, hey, JR, this lady can't get her children back. So I did not know this. I was led here. You guys, I'm led places I don't even know where I'm going to be led to. I know nothing about Greenland, my friends. Yes, the courts were issuing orders to take the children. Okay. And this is for entertainment purposes, but the courts, the social workers, the psychologists, everybody was in on this. Okay. This will come out. This will come out national. This will be national. It's on BBC World Service. You can see this right here. The Greenlandic families in Denmark fighting to get their children back. BBC World Services. Trump said he would trade Greenland for Puerto Rico. Is that really the plan? Yes, he does want Greenland. I mean, if he gets out of Puerto Rico, I think the Puerto Rican people will be happy. Because he doesn't care about Puerto Rican people. We all know that when he was throwing paper towels. Okay, so why are these tests being done? Why are these tests being done? Okay, let me use this deck. I wish you guys can see this. I'm going to turn around. I have my pajamas on. Yes, Indigenous people are very spiritual. They will cut their hair, locks them in rooms, and cut it. Yes, the hair is something. If even in my dad's like Taino, they don't cut their hair. The girls, the women, it's their strength. Okay, it's their strength. It's a symbol of who they are. So why did they take the test on us as children? Well, let's ask why they're taking well, we know why they're taking the test on them to take their children. But I want to know why they took the test on us as children. Okay. I might have to come back and do another video. I'm going to end this here, and then I'll just do one card and see why they did the test on us. I feel like they just did the test on us as children to see our psychic abilities, or like if we can see past the perception. And the tests were made. I'm seeing German here. I don't know why. And that's why I believe the test, we had the test, they had the test. But I want to know about the pink. So I'll come back. Okay. And I got one card on it. So I'll be right back. And we'll talk about that real quick. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. This was in Greenland. How they're taking the children of the indigenous people and not for the adoption people involved in this. The courts, they're not even getting consent to this. This is illegal. This is like stealing of the child or taking children. I've seen this before with Indigenous. Yeah, somebody said I don't know nothing about Greenland. I was just right here in spirit, okay? That's it. So I need to find out why. So I'll be back on and I'll find out why they gave us the test in school. There's a card that came out. I'm gonna keep that card out and I'll be right back on. Okay. And I got another card. So I'm gonna keep these two cards right here. Okay. All right, it's Jennifer Phillips readings. All this is for entertainment purposes. I gotta say that. So you guys need to watch this. It's very interesting. I was led here. I know nothing about this. This will be international. There will be some kind of something coming out about this. And it's going to shock the world. Okay. Shock the whole world. Okay. Remember the Epstein files. Today is 9:57 and it's January 20th of 2026. And I will come back and talk about the test we took in school. Okay, you guys? All right. Thank you, guys. Bye. Oh, and if you just want to watch it, right here it is. BBC World Services. Okay. You can take your time to watch the whole thing through. Okay. It's crazy. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.